Today I'm introducing you to the Snapmaker U1. We're going to take a look at everything. And most importantly, we will be doing a lot of 3D prints today. This isn't a normal review. I will show you many different ways on how you can use this printer. Whether you are a beginner or a pro, you will definitely take something away from this video. So what exactly makes a Snapmaker U1 so special? It's a so-called toolchanger, which means we don't just have one print head, we have multiple. Instead of working with a single nozzle, the printer can switch between different print heads. That allows you to use multiple materials or colors without having to constantly purge filament unnecessarily. So that means we can achieve color change in less than 6 seconds. But let's start with the setup first. The Snapmaker U1 comes in this large box and we can lift the printer out right away. It arrives mostly pre-assembled, which makes the setup pretty fast. First, we need to loosen a few screws inside the machine to remove the transport locks. After that, we remove some plastic covers and adhesive reducers. Once that's done, we can mount a filament feeder on the side. This ensures that we insert filament, it automatically feeds all the way to the nozzle. That's pretty cool, but it could cause some issues later. Next, we attach the filament holders and install this plastic tray underneath the print heads. This tray collects small waste pieces that can occur during printing. Now we're almost done. We just connect the print heads to power and the filament tubes. After everything is connected, we plug the printer in and connect it to Wi-Fi. Then we run the automatic calibration. Now we're ready to start our first print. We get a test file included, so we're just going to use that. I have to honestly say, for a first print, this looks great. We printed with multiple colors right away and the color transitions blend together really well. So let's print our own models. For that we download the Snapmaker slicer, which is basically a modified version of the Orca slicer. We can now drag our files in and adjust everything. You can now paint your model yourself or you download pre-colored models. After setting that up, we will print the coolest multicolor 3D print that is possible. This minion right here. It has over 1000 color changes. So this is a real stress test for the printer. So after 5 hours, the minion is finished and it looks so great. We just need to remove a few supports. I will show you a trick later in this video. After that, I wanted to test a large print. So I 3D printed this Pokeball vase. And as you can see, we have a few color changes in the middle. It looks pretty cool. But this printer has a lot more advantages than just multicolor printing. We can also print with multiple material types. For example, there is a filament that dissolves in water, PVA. This filament is great for support filaments because you print your model and after that you just throw it in the water, wait for 30 minutes and all your supports are gone. At first I had some problems with this filament because it didn't stick to our print plate. So I cleaned the print plate and I used a bit of 3D lag. I sprayed it on there and after that I tried it with another print and it works really well. I only need to throw our figure in the water and as you can see the support material is gone. I was also curious if this 3D printer could print fast, so I tried a speed benchy. Well, not exactly a speed benchy because it takes 35 minutes and to be honest this is really slow. For example, this 200-300 bucks 3D printer printed a benchy in 13 minutes. One of my absolute favorite 3D prints are lithophane. Here you print an image and place a light behind and then it looks absolutely amazing. You need to see it yourself because on camera it don't show how cool this really is. And I saw on a YouTube video that you can use it with multiple colors. So I 3D printed it, but for my first try, don't ask me why I used black. And this is like the worst decision you can make because black absorbs all the light. So this is absolutely useless. So I did it a second time, but this time I replaced black with red. It looks better, but not so good how it could look. Of course, you could print all of that with an AMS or S Pro, but an AMS color change takes around 90 seconds and the color change on the Snapmaker U1 only takes 5 seconds. If you now have a 3D print with over 1000 color changes, like the Minion, You see where I'm going? It takes a lot of time when you do it with a normal 3D printer. I was always against multicolor printing because I don't see the sense of 3D printing 20 hours and wasting 500 grams of filament for a simple figure. But that changes now with the U1. But the advantage of an AMS is it's cheap. You can get a multicolor 3D printer for like $300, and for the Snapmaker U1 you pay like 800 to 900 bucks. So for a beginner you really need to think, is it really worth it for me? Do I use this? The Snapmaker U1 also runs on Clipper. So if you want to like change things in your 3D printer, that is absolutely no problem, because you can access every file on the internet. You just need to type in the IP address and there you have the config files, everything. You can change it how you want it to be. The printer is currently open frame. So that means if you want to 3D print like ABS, ASA, so a little bit more complex materials, you can't do it. But there's a solution for that. You can either pay for this upgrade here, it costs like 90 bucks, or you can build something your own. It's don't really so complicated. And this really upgrades your printer, because then you can print with like every material. So should you buy this printer? The Snapmaker U1 finally brings toolchanger technology into the hobby space without spending thousands of euros. So I tested a lot, and I have to say, if you want to do a lot of multicolor 3D printing or multi-material printing, you will probably struggle to find a better printer than this one. Of course, you will always have to ask yourself, do I really need all these features? But it's better to have them than to not have them. And especially with the upgrade kit, it becomes a true all-rounder. So if you want to learn more about 3D printing, I will upload a video every week. So please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.